So our first goal is to democratize 3D cell culture technology in the drug discovery area.
Good day, good morning, everybody, wherever you are located. It's our BioNeex C-level executive interview. And today, we have in our BioNeex C-level executive interview, the CEO of StemTek Therapeutics, Angel Garcia Martin. So, dear Angel, we are very happy to have you today in our interview. Please, my first question will be then, what StemTek does?
Hi, I'm happy to be here and happy to talk to you. So StemTek is a startup biotech, and what we aim, our mission actually, is to be able to provide more productive tools for the personalization of drug development and use for cancer patients. And the way we do this is because we have our core technology that we have developed internally that allows us to make standardized 3D cell tumor models from cell lines, patient samples, PDXs, any source of tumor cell. So by being able to recreate the natural architecture of the tumor in our lab, we are able to provide more biologically relevant information. So that means that for drug discovery companies, it helps them to select the compounds that are more likely to have a functional effect on the patient. And for the patient itself, we are able to recreate their own tumor model for their own tumor cells. So in about 2 weeks, we can test the drugs that are available for the oncologist. We're able to say, this is the drug that's going to work for you. And we'll do this in functional tests. We actually test the compounds. We do not predict based on whatever mutations or genomics information is in the tumor. We couple that in our tool as well, and we functionally test. So we provide information on what the tumor model of the patient, so the oncologist can make better informed decisions on which treatment is going to be useful.
So your company is mainly focused on the oncology space, as far as I understand, StemTek.
Well, this is where we come from. I mean, we have over 15 years experience in cell biology, cell molecular oncology. And so we started the company based on cancer space, and this has allowed us to get some traction in the market, to get some visibility. Our technology really is feasible to be applied to other model systems. We're actually now developing the same technology, which is an assay-ready 3D cell model system from liver cells, so we can actually start introducing our technology into the toxicology market. And we have thoughts of applying to all the different models, but right now, as the size of the company actually precludes us to engage in big development partnerships. So we're focused on oncology and later on toxicology.
That's interesting. So I think you covered advantages of your technology, but do you have something also to touch there a little bit so
we have been operating in the 3D cell culture space for a long time. We understand there's a variety of technologies available for the customer, and sometimes it's difficult to make a decision which one to pursue further. So we are actually making this decision much easier for our customers, because we are the first company that have standardized the production of 3D cell culture. We actually do produce the models for them, and we are the first company that have a technology that allows us to ship this, so it's storable. So the main advantage is when a drug discovery lab wants to use our models, they can just get the models in a standard 96 well or 384 well plate, and it arrives in their laboratory frozen, so they can just put it in the freezer and use it whenever they're ready. So let's say they finish an experiment on Thursday night, and they want to start a new one on Friday. You just have to take a plate out of the freezer and go ahead.
Ah, that's interesting. So, you know that BioNeex mainly purpose is to provide a place for drug discovery companies to display their compounds on a global scale. So, I guess your technology is very good helping of these R&D stage companies. What you would like to else to cover, like in drug discovery process?
Yeah, that's spot on. Actually, we understand the pain points on the drug discovery labs are time and cost, and we can give them the assay ready plates with the studio cell models already in the plate. We have some off-the-shelf models that they can just purchase from a catalog, or we actually can manufacture the plates from their own tumor models. Sometimes drug discovery companies have their own proprietary cell lines, or they want to use primary samples from like PDXs or even patient material. Well, we can do that for them as well. So our job is to make their process much faster and much more cost effective, so they get easy access to a 3D cell culture technology, so they get relevant information instead of the typical 2D, which is very unpredictable of what's going to happen with the drug later on. And they don't have to invest or learn to do 3D cell culture. It's all ready to go. It's an assay ready system. They just add the compound and measure. That's it.
I see. I see. And would you be able, like, to tell about, if it's not confidentially, with which research-based companies you have already worked? Some of your like spaces that
we have our laboratory, production lab is located in Europe, in north of Spain. And so for us, our natural access was the European market, and we actually have traction with pharma companies in Europe. We now have also an office in Boston, which is probably the #1 supercluster for biopharma in the world. And we have also accessing companies here. I would say that our market right now is mostly small, medium-sized biotechs and pharmas. And we also have some academic researchers that are early adopters of our technology, and they have actually published papers with our solutions. So, I mean, you're asking me for any big names that probably I cannot disclose, but we do have some around, I mean, some 50, 60 companies we're serving in the European and American market.
Oh, that's very impressive. So basically, as I understand, you are originating from Spain, a Spanish company, but you are already now in the hub of the whole pharma biotech in Boston. So you really know where you are. What's your experience coming from Spain to be in such a place?
Since the very beginning, we set our aims with a global ambition. I mean, we know we cannot restrict ourselves to any single geography because the drug discovery market is global. I mean, pharma companies are everywhere, and regardless of whether they have the labs in Europe or in the US, East Coast, West Coast. But for us, the main issue always is to be able to tell the customer that this is what you can do with our solution, this is what it is, and it's available anywhere. So I think for us, the bet of being located here in Boston, which is where I am, it gives us this opportunity. So it really doesn't matter where you are, but you need to have a presence where all the action, let's say, is. And I would say covering the mainland Europe and the US market, centering Boston, is actually the way to go. There's some differences in the way you approach business in Europe or the US, but after all, companies are global, and the best business practices are the same everywhere.
That's very interesting. And I want to ask you, where actually you want to go forward? What's your plans for the future? So the people that looking the interview will understand the direction that the StemTek Therapeutics is trying to also take.
So our first goal is to democratize 3D cell culture technology in the drug discovery area. I mean, right now, like I said, there's some reluctance to commit in a particular technology. There's a lot of exploration. So we think that with our standard tools that we can actually go a step forward and make a solution that's may become a commodity. I mean, you just get the models that you need, do the experiment, and move on. And as a company moving forward, we are very interested in using a lot of effort to develop the same technology from the patients. That means that we are trying to, with our technology, be able to tell the patient what is the best drug that could be a precision medicine, a personalized medicine approach. That would be a functional approach. And this is what we are testing now. We have already engaged a consortium with several hospitals that are providing clinical support and samples. And we are getting this validation data to be able to show to the medical community, hey, this is the way to go. Don't waste time on treatments that are going to be non-effective or too toxic, or actually the patient is not going to benefit from them. So use this tool to understand which is the treatment that's going to be helpful for the patient, and you can do this in a couple of weeks. So that's what we are moving forward to.
Understand. And my last question might be then, do you have any plans like to being so expert in a drug discovery process in such a particular space, also to develop your own in-house small pipeline, which then later on you would be able to take it forward or partner with other companies?
Yeah, that's a very interesting proposition, and we do have some plans to develop our own pipeline, but those plans have to be put on the drawer for now, because as a small company with limited resources, you have to be very careful on where you focus your business, because after all, this is a business and you need to grow it. So we understand with our own technology, it will be easier to maybe identify some compounds that may have an effect early on that have not been discovered yet. But we are more willing to carry on these developments with a partner that already has all the pharmaceutical development process in place, so we can help them. As of developing our own pipeline right now, it's not our priority. And although we have engaged in the past in partnerships with other companies to do that, that really is not our business.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, Angel, do you have something to add, like to your audience? It might be like potential clients, potential partners, or even people they want to really get engaged as an investor. If anything, you would like to spread your words to the world, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would say first, for pharma companies, drug developing labs, I mean, just go ahead. It's a very low risk proposition. Just test really cell culture, whether it's our solution or our competitors, and see if this really adds value to your pipeline. And because we really do believe that the 3D cell culture is going to revolutionize drug discovery. It's going to reduce this huge attrition rate that we all experience in drug discovery, especially for cancer. And well, I mean, I invite possible investors that are interested in to learn more about what we are doing within the precision medicine approach. Is actually a potentially very big market for us to jump in with our technology. And please, I mean, contact me, or I'm available on the webpage, on LinkedIn, or through email, and I'll be happy to discuss whether this represents an opportunity for them.
Thank you very much, Angel. Thank you for being today our guest. I want to remind once again, our guest was the CEO of StemTek Therapeutics, Angel Garcia Martin. And yeah, stay tuned. We will come with new C-level executive BioNeex interviews. Have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, and best of luck with your initiative.
Thank you very much.